It's cup final day at Forthbank Stadium, Stirling. Clyde are playing against Stenhousemuir, the team who knocked Glasgow out of the competition. There seems to be a lack of attendance at today's game from both Glasgow City girls and the crowd in general. Why?
A lot of it has to do with the fact that it's not perhaps the best cup final it could be. A lot of our players that do come religiously to all cup finals, players like Julie and Tina, Tracy and Nikki, well, Nikki is still on holiday, Julie and Tina are both working, so probably if they hadn't had those things on then they would have been here. But the rest, I'd say, apologetically, if it wasn't Clyde in the final and perhaps United, there'd be a lot more people here today. Stenhousemuir, of course, are the team that defeated us 2-0 in the third round, so they unsurprisingly progressed all the way to the final, and they're playing Clyde, who they've played in many times before in cup finals and won. But I don't think I've ever missed a women's cup final. I mean, obviously I just support the women's game, and I'm going to watch any game that Scottish women's football is involved in. Obviously, apart from that, I wish it was us, but I would never not come because we're not in it, just want to support the game. Stenhousemuir have beaten us 5-0 and 2-0. We've beaten Clyde 7-0 and 6-1. So if you add them up, you're talking double figures. But I think cup finals, teams always raise their game, and I think Clyde will certainly put up a good fight. But I would say 6-7, 8-0. I think it could be as big a scoreline as that.
Stenhousemuir score the first of many goals.
Hi, my name's Maureen McGonigal. I'm the Executive Administrator of the Scottish Women's Football Association. Just recently the Scottish Women's Football Association became an affiliated association to the Scottish Football Association, which we're in our first year. And the Scottish Football Association is there to deal with all football, men, women, children, girls and boys. Within our league, we found that a lot of our clubs now are making an affiliation to the men's clubs. So that's helping. Stenhousemuir and Clyde, who are playing the cup final today, are both part of the bigger picture with Stenhousemuir Male Club and Clyde Male Club. So things are happening and attitudes are changing. Well, I think it's fair to say that there are a lot of areas that could be tightened up, and there are lots of opportunities that are not offered to the girls that are perhaps offered to the men. However, where we are just now in Scotland is we're talking about girls who play football for a hobby. We're not talking about it at any level being able to make money out of it. I think in Scotland that you find, and perhaps saying a hobby was being disrespectful to a lot of girls who play football, but what it's trying to say is they don't have any choice. They're not going to make any money out of it at the moment. There's lots of girls out there that'd love to play football full time, but they can't do it in Scotland. They'd have to go to somewhere like America, Japan, Germany. They are now going to have full-time football. I think football in Scotland for women in the next 5 to 10 years will change rapidly. One of our main areas is the grassroots development, getting girls in school to play football, getting as many girls the opportunity to play football as boys, and then extending these opportunities depending on their skill and their commitment. We don't have that at the moment, but we've got people in place trying to do that. Well, thank you very much, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave you. I think we've got a winner in Stenhousemuir, and we've got some presentations to do.
Stenhousemuir are the victors by a huge 9-0. One week on from the cup final, and the focus is now on the weekend's Scotland versus Croatia match. Coach Vera Powers takes the team through their final paces one last time before the game. We see a familiar face in Donna James, DJ, who is not only Glasgow City's youngest player at 16, but has also been picked to play for the national side.
Donna just turned 16. We actually waited till she had her birthday. she's a very talented player. She's very technical. Her technical skills are very good, but she needs a lot of experience. She's still in the early phases, of course, for of her development. But what she can bring to the team is that she can hold the ball. She doesn't lose the ball quite easily, and she can, how do you say that, take on people. She's a very attacking player, so it's very helpful. The girls and the women are either students or they work, and some have a bit a division between two. They're both studying and work. The schoolgirls have the problem that they are in a system which is not used to top sport. So what we do is that we have talks with their head teachers or the older ones with their lecturers to see whether we can go around it, because the program cannot fit to the school. It's always the other way around. There's no way to deal with it. Although we try to avoid the exams and the difficult periods, of course. And sometimes there is a real clash and there's just no way around it, and then the school wins, of course, from 22 and on. They are struggling with their work commitments and their bosses, who probably sometimes do not understand what is happening in top sport, especially when you talk about women. There's one player who lost 4 jobs in the last year. Maybe a reimbursement of salary and a payment of an extension of the study would be a solution. Dana's future depends on her commitment and the development of her as a football player, and also, of course, her social life and things what's going around in her life. But potentially she has the talent to become a professional football player.
It is hard. There's a lot of work put into it. It's really hard, but like when you come away with a squad, like Vera gives you time to go away in your room, and like maybe you'll miss a training session to catch up on some of your work that you take away with you. Well, when we went to Bulgaria, that was like long. It was 10 days. It's a long time. It's a lot of work to miss. So the teachers had like really helped me a couple of weeks building up to it. They more or less just helped me in class and didn't help anybody else. I don't mean didn't help anybody else, but they did. I took all my stuff away, but I mean I caught up and I managed to get it all done. They gave me well enough time to complete it. So, but a couple of times in school I've been lacking behind, and the teachers have just helped me to get back. So. See, I think really it's my fault really, because if I wanted to I could go to Stenhousemuir, like, and you can go to college there and you're still learning the same work as you'd be learning at school. But I don't want to leave school yet, and I think that I'll stay there as long as I can. But playing for Scotland's something that I think everybody would love to do, and I just love playing football, so I'd rather just mix the two of them in together than give up one altogether. Well, I think in England it's going to go big in a couple of years. That's how I'm trying to hold on into school just now, so that maybe by the time I'm just ready to leave school it'll already be professional down in England. I think that before it'll go professional here, it'll definitely go professional in England first, like full pay. So I don't think necessarily you need to go to like America and stuff like that to get paid a lot of money for it. I think maybe in England about 3 or 4 years time should be big there. So.
She has the potential to become a professional player in the United States or in England, where the professional league should start in 2003. For her, football is more than just free time hobby. For her, it's a development for life, I think.
With the final match of the season quickly approaching for the team, training has become vitally important in the girls' quest to finish as high up the league as possible. Peter starts to put the girls through their paces. Laura has a foot injury. Is she likely to be able to play in the final match?
Is your foot still playing up, Laura?
Pardon?
Is your
Yeah,
foot
this
still
is the new device. Cost me £37 today. Got it specially mail ordered to ensure that my ankle cannot move. It's apparently a lot more effective than taping, because I found out when I went to see the physio that taping actually only lasts for 20 minutes of a game. And then after, you're on your own.
Right, over you come. We're a team, we'll do this in twos, and most of you have done it before anyway, so we know what we're doing. Three sides to it. When you're running through the ball, jumping over, but landing both feet between each ball. Round the far away marker, got 5 sets of coloured markers there, 2 of each, so we just touch them in a random order. But if we touch yellow first, we have to touch the other yellow before we move on to the next colour. Okay? And then down the back side there, we've got 2 balls. You shuttle them one at a time from that corner down to this corner. Okay, back for the next one and bring it down and just join the back of the queue again. Alright, we've done this before, so that's what to do. Alright, so when we're going over the ball, the one you get your knees high and working hard. Pass out and play it out to the empty person that's not got the ball. Okay, so just keep them alternately. Alright, right, let's get a bit of pace in it, keep on my toes. Okay. Alright, so that's all we're looking for, is just play the ball into the person that's not got the ball. Alright? Get yourself into the groups of 4, get 2 balls each, 2 balls per group.
The girls have trained rigorously, and in a few weeks' time they will find out whether their efforts have paid off. Sponsorship is an important factor in any football team's setup, but particularly so in raising the profile of women's football. Glasgow City may not have done so well had it not been for the support of their sponsors.
Hi, my name is Steve Kelly and I'm from Kelly Football. The company itself has been going for 15 years and we sell direct mail order sports football kits all over the country. It's quite a growth industry. I think football now it's going down to mini soccer level as well. It is actually a growth industry. How did we get involved with Glasgow City F.C? They've actually been a customer of ours for a few years now. They've had several kits from us and they approached us this year asking us if we'd like to sponsor them. They told us that they'd produced a new calendar and they were chatting to one of the boys and we said, oh, please send us a copy. When the calendar came, we were all majorly impressed with the calendar. We thought it was really, really good, especially the boys. A couple of the girls, particularly, I think it was February, was exceptionally popular, but all the shots were excellent. So one, we just really liked their attitude. We liked the way they sort of got off and did something a little bit different because we hadn't had anything like that before. So when they asked us for sponsorship, it seemed like a really good thing to do. As a team, through contact that we've had with them, they strike me as very, very well organised, which is really good at amateur level, which is not always the case. Very switched on. I mean, the calendar was just excellent. Any contact we've had with them, they all seem very professional. They seem to know what they're doing. And the fact that they've gone out there, found sponsors for various parts of their funding is good, and we were more than happy to sponsor them. They're riding well in the league, they're really one of the top teams, so yeah, we were really pleased to be with them, yeah. I definitely think that women's football is a growth area, definitely. The number of teams alone registered now in the UK, right throughout Scotland and Ireland, is growing all the time. At grassroots level, they're also encouraging soccer for girls in school. As a company, yeah, we'd be more than pleased to sponsor other women's teams throughout the country. As we've seen in America with the World Cup last year, with the girls winning, there was a lot of good, positive publicity came out of that, and I'm sure that's going to filter down through all the teams in the UK as well. It's nice to see women developing in sport areas that have been, well, especially in the UK, been dominated by the men, so it is good, and definitely in a few years there's going to be a lot more women's teams around, so yes, I would pay and go and see them, yeah.
Despite sponsorship, the profile of women's football remains low. Due to this, many girls go to play in America, where there is more support. Tina, however, turned down this chance.
Can you just shut up? I'm trying to do an interview.
You know, I was saying a few years ago I had the opportunity to go away to America and play, but I didn't take it. I just felt I was too young, and it's far too young to go over there, I think. But now that I'm older, I think I would. I was actually looking up on the internet about 6 months ago to go over and play for teams and how to go over in the summer and whatever. As a possibility, but yeah, I think I would if I had a decent enough team, got a scholarship and whatever. I'd definitely go, especially now that it's turning professional and you're getting paid quite a lot of money, because it's taken off really quickly in America. It's taken off in England quite fast. I think maybe if I didn't go to America, then another option would probably be to go to England, because I think it's going to take off there before it is here. I think Scotland's really slow.
With the end of the season nigh, how does Tina feel the team have done?
I think this year our team has done really well, played really well. We had a 3-year plan for last year when we got together. Our plan was to win the league. We won the league undefeated last year. This year we plan to try and make top half, and it looks as though we're going to finish third, so that's really good. And then next year, of course, we're going to win it. But I think we've done really well to finish third in the league. It's just a shame we've not won any cups or anything, but there's been changes in the team, and the team's totally changed from last year to this year. New management, new players, so we've basically have to learn to play together again, start from scratch basically. So I think we've done really well this year. That's one thing about our team. I always think we've got great dedication. Everybody's really up for it and takes it really seriously. Nobody goes out on a Saturday night drinking or anything like that. Whereas most of the other teams, you'll see them out steaming, probably turn up the next day still drunk, but things like that. Everybody manages to get away from work to come to training, and they put our team first most of the time. Really dedicated.
Glasgow City have always tried their best. One person who can vouch for this is Fiona Vareham, the former captain of the team. Speaking to us at an under-16s match, she reveals her opinion on the women's game.
I think it should, it's really good this going on at the moment, but it should receive more support. It's a good standard, especially a good international team now, good under-18 set up, good under-16 league, so, and it deserves a lot more recognition than what it gets, definitely. They start supporting women's teams? No, I don't know. I would love that to be the case, but it's not in football. It's a male-dominated sport, and it's slowly but surely changing, but with more and more women playing football, but it's still far, far way behind in terms of spectator-wise, and people want to go and watch it.
What problems have you encountered with it being a male-dominated sport?
Nothing really, nothing. A few sexist remarks from guys at the side of the park, but nothing. I mean, once they see the quality of football that's played, they're quite supportive, and they're actually quite surprised. So, no real problems.
Do you feel there's any sort of discrimination from sort of like the governing sports bodies, or?
Not now that we've got our own governing body, the SWFA, get quite a lot of support from them. So, no, not really.
Now, you used to be captain of Glasgow City F.C.
Yes.
I did. How do you rate them as a team?
I rate them very highly as a team. A lot of good girls, a lot of good social team as well. I think that they're a very good quality side. We've played them twice this season. It was a bit heart-wrenching playing against them, but we've done well against them. But they're a really good side. A lot of young players, a few older ones as well. But there's nothing wrong with experience. But they're a good team. Really good team.
Playing against them, you don't sort of feel the urge to perhaps let one slip past you.
Oh no. Well, my heart has to lie here with Hibs now. So it was hard the first game, but we beat them, and I felt a bit down about that. But it was good from our point of view. You know.
Why no longer with Glasgow City?
I live in Edinburgh now. I moved through to Edinburgh, so I had to play for a team there where I stay and I work. So just commitments. Couldn't get through to Glasgow every weekend. So I missed them. Good team.